Hey you guys, welcome back to another episode of Resilient with your host, me, Wintertooth100. And in today's episode, we are going to do something a little special. We're not going to do anything with our map today. We're going to actually be celebrating Halloween. And I'm Bloody Bear for Halloween. That's right, I'm a savage bear, got in a big old bear fight, and I'm all bloodied up now. That's what I am for Halloween. I'm a bloody bear. And in today's episode, we're actually going to be making kind of a gift for the server, I would say, to celebrate Halloween, which is today, which, by the way, happy Halloween, everybody. Thank you for joining me on such a fun day. We don't have candy that we can give away here on the server, so I thought we would do something else. We're gonna give away Minecraft's version of candy, and that is fun and puzzles and games. We're gonna build a corn maze with a few little tweaks to it. In these boxes behind me, these 5 shulker boxes, they're full of the spruce leaves that we had left over from building the maze for the Forest Temple, the Temple Grove maze. We're going to use what's left over, and we're going to build us like a good old-fashioned corn maze. I have been collecting materials. We got hay bales, so in the center of the maze we could do like one of those, like, I don't know, where I grew up we had hay bale scavenger hunts where there was money, there was coins hidden within just hay scattered all over the ground. So I thought we'd do something kind of similar. We're not going to hide anything, but we'll make it look like there's one of those hay things hidden there. I want to put some pumpkins all over the place. I want to get some lit pumpkins all over the place, and a few carved pumpkins but that aren't lit. And we're going to get some iron golems in this. And if you take a look at my skin, you'll see that there's blood on all 3 faces for the corner of my head. That was hard to do, identifying which block was what, because as you guys can tell, I'm all white and it's hard to tell the pieces apart, except for the face and the belly. Like those are easy to tell apart. But we're gonna take all this stuff, we're gonna find a location. I'm not sure where we're gonna build this yet, but I'm gonna figure that out, and we'll let everyone else on the server know the coordinates so they can come play the maze. And yeah, let me go find where we're gonna build this thing at. Alright guys, we haven't actually gone too far. We are right over by Yuki's house, which means we're just around the bend from our place. So we're very close. We just finished flattening this area, filling in a bunch of holes. There's 2 areas. This guy, which we're not going to cover up, because I believe this belongs to a Loki-Boo, and he hasn't been on the server in a long time, but I'm going to leave this alone. We'll just make sure that our wall excludes it. And then I need to fill in these 2 holes right here just so we don't have mobs wandering out. Would it be terrible of me to just throw all of these stacks of grass blocks on the ground and let them despawn? Because I don't need them, and I actually don't have the storage space for them. But we'll forget about that for the moment. Let me fill in these holes real quick, and then we're going to start plotting out this this maze. Alright guys, this is where it gets tricky. I need to move my stuff, it's going to be in the way. But we have quite a large space here, and I'm thinking we're going to go ahead and we're going to make everything... Yes, my sounds are turned off because it was too loud cutting out all the dirt. But we're going to make all the paths too wide, and we're also going to turn them into path blocks. Yes, you'll be able to see the grass under it, but that doesn't bother me whatsoever. In the meantime, all the grass blocks, I put them in Yuki's place, so they're not gone, they're not despawning, they're in Yuki's place. But we're going to make them all too wide, and it's going to be pretty random. I think the first thing I want to work out is where the center is going to be and how we get to the center, because that's where I want to put all like the hay stuff, and I want it to be like a big wide open area, and we'll turn that into a like a fun little, like, you know, you're in the middle of the maze, but the middle of the maze is not the solution. I think the end of the maze is either going to be on the far side or way over there, because I want to have a rewards thing. In fact, inside my ender chest, which I'm not going to open, there are 9 really neat rewards. Like, really neat. You guys know me. I'm not a cheap bear. I don't go cheap. When I give rewards, they're like end game top-notch items typically. So there's 9 separate things that I have figured out, so 1 reward per player coming through the map. So you'll get through here, you'll have fun getting lost, maybe we can do some scary stuff. Hopefully an iron golem just scares you. We'll try to make it scary, but I don't think it's gonna be, it's a corn maze. But you get to the other side finally, you hit a button, you get randomly dispensed one of the 9 rewards, and that is it. You get your 1 reward, you're done. So we're gonna try to work this out real quick, and we'll talk about it a little bit once I have it figured out. Alright guys, there's only one real way to see this. Bear in mind, it's only 1 block tall, so we have to go through and build this up 2 to 3 blocks more in height. Oh, but let's get way up here. Yeah. So we got the center bit. No freeze framing, everybody. Don't freeze frame. No cheating. This might actually be a really mean maze. As I was building it, I realized that the scale's quite large. And so you're like running around through here and it's like, oh no. How am I going to figure this out? But you know, considering how fast a player can move, like, they might be able to get this. I feel like there's going to be some kind of hint throughout the maze. So you'll start to see, like I mentioned, we got the pumpkins. I don't remember where I put them. They're somewhere around here. We got the pumpkins, and I'm thinking about putting lit pumpkins in like the distance to kind of, so if you play this in the dark, which hopefully you don't, you probably get killed in here. Like they'll lure you that way, and it might be a dead end, and like having the unlit pumpkins be like the right way. Or we can have scarecrows throughout here, and so if you're like running through, like there's several places where the maze just happens to be too thick like this, so we could actually come through and maybe we like pop one out, and right there we put a scarecrow. So as you're like coming through the maze, you'll be like, scarecrow, that means I'm on the right path, you know. So I need to go through and put all that stuff in before we raise this in height. So I don't mean to make this like a jump cutty episode, but I'm afraid that's like the best way to do this. So we're gonna jump cut it real quick. I'm gonna try to place in scarecrows and stuff, because there is a correct way through this, and a lot of dead ends and a lot of circles. You'll find yourself going in circles around this thing. So let me do a little bit more work on it and we'll run around through it. So I've been running around through this maze trying to get everything set up, and I quickly found out you can't put jack-o'-lanterns on armor stands. I did not know that. I've learned something new today. You can only put the carved pumpkins up there, maybe even normal pumpkins. I don't know, I haven't tried. In fact, I've been working on this pathway, and we're gonna put the leaves on next, so I went and grabbed some more leaves real quick. But been working on this pathway, getting it all tealed down, but we aren't going to have a hint in here. This maze is going to be mean. It's going to be you either figure it out or you are lost in here, I think. I was going to use the jack-o'-lantern / carved pumpkins as a way to signal that you might be going the right way, but since that's not going to be a possibility, I don't think we need to do anything else, because I think anything else might be really obvious. Whereas, like, see this guy right here, he, and just like the rest of them, is hidden. You don't see him. So when you turn this corner, you actually have to look and see, oh, that's a carved pumpkin. I'm on the wrong path. Like, if it was gonna work that way. But instead, if we're gonna do something, that means I have to probably put something on top, and then you could just be like way back here and see it and think, oh, that's the way. I'm not gonna go this way. I'm gonna go this way because that's the right way. I see it on top of the hedge maze. But that I want to avoid that. We could. There's not too many of them. Too many of the armor stands. We could give them their arms with the books and then put something in their hands and have that as like a signaling kind of thing. I considered for a while making it so all of these guys had arms, and then they'd just be in like a pointing position, and I could adjust where their arms pointing, where some of them could be pointing you to go in circles and others will actually be pointing you in the true way, and you would hopefully figure out which ones are pointing you in the circles when you start realizing I've seen all this before, and you know which ones to ignore. But we might take a page out of that book and go right ahead and do the arms thing with some of them and use that as a hint. I don't know what I want to put in their hands, or maybe just the fact that they have arms at all could be the hint. We'll figure something out, but I think that's the way we're going to do it. Need to finish flattening this all out, and then we need to do the rest of this in its height. I want to do camera bear, third person camera, but I don't want him to be able to give you guys an angle so you can see how this maze is supposed to resolve, because you might accidentally be watching and realize that you see the pathway even when you weren't meaning to be looking for it. So we're not going to do, this is an excellent opportunity for it, but we're not going to do that. In fact, I don't know if you've noticed, but I've been trying to keep my head low so you guys don't see much of the maze. So I'm going to finish flattening this out, and we're going to build up the walls, and we'll talk about the prize thing at the end. Alright guys, let's read these signs real quick. Halloween maze, run around until you find the exit on the other side. At the end, you will be rewarded with one prize. One prize. One per person. No prize for cheating, obviously, if you find yourself on top of the maze, which is possible. I am very much aware that you can punch an iron golem and he will knock you into the sky, where you may be able to land on top of this thing. I'm completely aware of that. Don't attack the golems. That is a rule. Don't attack the golems. It's one of the only rules. Don't attack the golems, because it is probably the only way they're going to be able to get on top of here. But if we kind of run around a little bit, I don't want to get lost myself. This way is the exit, which reminds me, I actually need to make a sign right here. Just put a couple signs across saying that this way's, wrong way. This is, you can go that way, but you'll find yourself at a door that you can't open. So yeah, they'll end up coming back around. But you come in, and I think if we go this way, I'm trying to find, there's a golem right there. That's nice. So you're inside the maze, and can we find a pumpkin? There it is, jack-o'-lantern. I had to make them 4 tall, because when they were 3 tall, they could get on top. You can see the seam right here for that 3rd block. You could jump and see over the top, and you could kind of, if you're patient enough, gauge your way through and find yourself at the other side, because you could just hop up whenever and cheat. I believe we're gonna find yeah, this is what I'm looking for, the center. Everything in here should be fully lit up, so there should be no reason to get into fights with anybody at all. I am aware that you can get up here, but it's so distorted, it's hard to see anything from here. So I'm not worried from this particular view jumping up and over. So we should be fine with that. I'm actually just really excited. I'm gonna get the rest of this episode edited, so it'll be up today on Halloween. And I need to get the cords, and I'm gonna give it to Joe and the rest of the gang, and hopefully we can get a video for Joe tomorrow as well. So right after this video, hopefully there will be a recommendation, or if not, you just hop on over to Joe's channel. Link in the description below to go to Joe's channel, and you can see him running through this maze, hopefully. Hope that's not a false promise. But that's going to be it for today's episode, guys. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this episode, this Halloween episode with my bloody face. Look at me. I'm a bloody bear. I became a bloody bear for you guys today. Anyway, thank you guys for watching. Leave a like if you liked. Subscribe if you haven't. Share with your friends. Hit that notification bell. And I will see you guys in the next one.